What's happening, everybody? Sean Daniel with Guitar Control here. Today we're learning absolute classic. It's got to be in your songbook. Fly Me to the Moon, Frank Sinatra. Only a few chords and really an excellent lesson in just using dominant 7 chords to push a chord progression somewhere, and also using a little bit of music theory to help you remember what might be, a longer string of chords. So basically what we're going to do is going to sound like this. So it might seem like a long run, but honestly this makes a lot of sense. All you have to do is be able to count to 5, alright? So first, let's take the very first chord, A minor, and use this as an example to talk about the rhythm. We're going to keep the rhythm at the same kind of thing for every chord. This little kind of jazzy, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, so what I'm doing is I got my A minor, pointer finger, 1st fret on the B string, ring finger, 2nd fret on the G string, middle finger, 2nd fret on the D string. And I'm hitting the root note first, and then I'm strumming the rest of the chord second. So root, chord. Then on the upstroke, right? Every time you go down, you gotta come back up. I'm getting a mute. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay? So we're gonna get this vibe going. Root, chord, up. And then I'm going to go down again. Again, every number is going to be a downstroke. The word and is going to be an upstroke. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now you might notice the and of 3 gets a little bit of an accent, okay? So again, if you just want to skip the strumming, if you just want to go through the chords, you can do the whole thing just like this, like A minor, D minor 7, G 7, C major 7. Right? If you just want to do the very basics of accompaniment, just 2 down strums each time, right? 1, 2 to the next one. Make sure to click the link below because I have all the chords with the lyrics there too. But I think you'll really find a lot of benefit in challenging yourself to get a little bit of that kind of thing right there, right? So root, chord, and root, chord. Okay? 1, 2, and 3, and. Now the 3 is just going to be another root note, or it could just be a downstroke, and then make the and of 3 an upstroke. And then if you want to, get another down-up mute on the 4 and the and of 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. That's how it sounds just muted. So we're going to do a version of that kind of strumming for every one of these chords, right? Now, A minor is going to be followed up by D minor 7. Kind of an easy chord, for sure. Let's learn D minor first. Pointer finger, 1st fret on the high E string. Pinky or ring finger, 3rd fret on the B string. Middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. That's a D minor chord when you strum the bottom 4 strings. You do the same thing, like that. D minor 7 is where instead of having your pinky here, you just bar the 1st fret on the B and the E string. A little jazzy, right? Regular D minor 7. Anytime you see a D minor 7 chord, you can always play D minor instead. Anytime you see a D minor chord, you can always play D minor 7 chord instead to make it a little jazzier, right? So we've got A minor to D minor 7 to G7 to C major 7. Okay, so G7. And again, whenever you see a letter followed by the number 7, that's short for G dominant 7, right? So far we have A minor, D minor 7, G dominant 7 to C major 7. G7 is the easiest chord you could really play on a guitar. You just hold down the 1st fret. Or if you want to get the thicker part of that G, just start with the 3rd fret on the E string ring finger, 2nd fret of the A string middle finger, and then get your pointer finger up top. Or just to make it a little bit easier, right? And then after that, we're going to go to a C chord, but instead of 3, A, 2, D, middle finger, pointer finger, 1B, we're going to play a C major 7 chord where we open up the B string. And I personally like playing my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string and my pinky on the 3rd fret of the A string to get a C/G major 7 chord, right? Just to get a little thicker, right? So you might see me play this one. You can play a regular C or like that. Anytime you see a C major 7, you can always play a C major instead of it. Now, the inverse is not true, which we might talk about in a second. But I want to talk about how we have these 4 chords right here to start the progression off. A minor to D minor 7 to G7 to C major 7. Now, there's really one easy way to remember those 4 chords, and that's just going backwards through fifths, all right? Now, what that means is like, all right, we have an A chord. Let's just say it's A minor. What is A the 5th of? If you count backwards through like a scale, like A is 5, we want to go back in time through a key. In this case, we can see this as being in the key of A minor, the key of C major. That has no sharps or flats, right? We have A, G is before that, F is before that, E is before that, D is before that, okay? So A goes backwards to D, which is a great way to remember that A minor goes backwards to D, in this case minor 7. Now what's the next one? Where's the next chord, you ask? Well, we're going to go backwards a 5th. D is going to be 5, counting backwards. It's almost like taking a sobriety test. It's kind of hard to do. D is 5, C is 4, B is 3, A is going to be 2, and then backwards G is going to be our next target, which is at G7. Now what's the next one after that? G is going to be 5. Take another 5th back, okay? So G, F, E, D, C. Back to C major. That's a great way to remember. All you need is a starting point for that first run of 4 chords is A, and then be like, okay, think in fifths. A to D to G to C. And anytime you get a dominant 7 chord, or even a minor 7 chord a lot of times, that's going to push you back to where it's going. Specifically, dominant 7 chords are always going to lead you back to the 1, wherever its 5 is, no matter where you are in a key. That's why dominant 7 chords are going to pop up again in a second. But I just want to do that as a shortcut to remember the first 4 chords. All right. So after that, we're going to end up on an F major chord. Let's do it in context. So let's do it from the beginning. A minor to D minor 7 to G to C major 7 to F. We can go to D minor or D minor 7, E7, A minor, A7. Okay, so it might seem like a lot more chords, but again, let's just take it from this F major. We don't have to use a bar chord. We can use this one right here where my ring finger is the 3rd fret of the A string, pinky's 3rd fret of the D string, middle finger's 2nd fret of the G string, pointer finger's 1st fret of the B string. Okay, now after this, go back to D minor. Like on the chord chart, you can always play D minor 7, again, if you want. We already did these, so F to D minor, E7. Alright, here's a new one. We haven't played E major yet. You might already know this. E major is open E, middle finger 2A, ring finger 2D, pointer finger 1G. E7 is easy, just take your ring finger up. Because this is an E7, this is going to lead us somewhere, like we talked about, right? Dominant 7, E7 means E dominant 7. Where is that going? Where is E the 5th of? Let's go backwards through E. E, D, C, B, A. That leads us back into A minor. Okay, so that second run of chords, F, E7 is going to bring us back to A minor where we started. This is the really cool part because after this we're going into what's called, I guess you would consider this the chorus of the song, A minor to A7. Alright, so we already did A minor. All you have to do to make that A dominant 7 is take that 1st fret of the B string, make it the 2nd fret of the B string, and open the G string. So I have from the A string, open, 2, open, 2, open. Now again, this is creating a source of tension that we need to resolve. And again, if you're ever wondering like where maybe this is going to, where's A the 5th of? We already did this. Remember, the very first chord was A minor. A7 is definitely taking us in that direction again. D minor. Right? Again, D, E, F, G, A. Okay? Start thinking of fifths. It'll really help you out as far as remembering a lot of songs. It's helped me out immensely. Okay? So after that, A minor to A7, that jazzy move of making a minor chord a dominant 7 chord, pushes us to D, 7, G, C, which is going to be the next group of 4 chords, okay? So we'll consider this the chorus, D minor 7. Again, this is right after that A7 launches us into the chorus, D minor 7. Where does the D lead us to? Remember, count backwards. D, C, B, A, G. Where does that G7 lead us to? Back to C. Now this is where we kind of end the cycle and just go back to A. And then repeat that. D minor 7, G7, C. And then the second time through, we go to E, okay? E major or E7. Now why do we go back to E major instead of continuing on through A minor like we did the first time around in the chorus? Again, this is a lot of chords, but really pay attention to this and check that chord chart and the link below because this stuff is really great for your musicianship and you'll never forget this song. Why do we switch instead of going from, so the first time around, remember, was D7 to G to C, A. Again, we're just gonna do the same thing, D, G, C. Why do you think we switched to that E the second time around? Because we're going back to the verse chords, and where does that start? Remember, where is E5, E, D? It's so funny going from a 5 to a 4. Like, E, D, C, B, A. And that brings us right back to the beginning, A minor, okay? So, I'll do the whole thing real quick. Okay, start at the very beginning with the verse. A minor to D minor 7, G7, C major 7, F, D minor, E7, A minor, A7. That brings us into the chorus. D minor 7 to G7, C, A minor. Again, with the only variation, there's the C. Instead of going back to A, we go E7 to bring us back to A minor. So again, classic song that is a masterclass in having a chord progression work for you. Thank you, Sinatra. Old Blue Eyes, always looking out from us from the great beyond. So if you have any questions or comments, hit us up in the comment section. We'll get back to you. Again, like I said, make sure to get that chord chart below and just kind of like study it and be like, okay, there actually is a method to this. These aren't just random chords and magic on the page making a song. It's really just kind of like, you know, a team effort in chords being crafted in a great songwriting, jazzy kind of way. Like I said, we're always looking for your feedback. Any other lessons you want, let us know. And then after that, check out other videos on the Guitar Control channel by myself and other great instructors. And we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.